Last time it happened, it was back in 2018, so it was still under Donald Trump's administration. It lasted like a month, a little over a month. It was mostly about the war. So yeah, I mean, I kind of expect that's just how it is going to play out. It's just the Democrats versus the Republican. But this time, it feels like the tension is so much more intense compared to last time because the country is so divided. Again, like there's someone actually got shot, like Charlie Kirk got shot. Like that's why I feel like, okay, I'm not American, but I understand American politics. I mean, from news, because I'm doing analysis every single day. I'm watching American news. So I feel like America is getting more divided compared to just like a few years ago. But that is just the general sentiment that I'm getting, especially as a foreigner that I'm feeling about America. But I'm not sure about like how you feel about that.
Hello, this is the Bitcoin Libertarian, and here I am again after the typhoon. I'm here with Gem Crypto. How are you, Gemmy?
Doing great. So glad that we managed to survive the typhoon. I would say it's not as worse as 2018. Because I know, Fernando, you weren't in Hong Kong, but like 2018, when I just like get out of the house, looks like the whole Hong Kong was destroyed. So it wasn't as bad as I thought.
No, was not bad. Again, for me, was not bad, and I was expecting the worst, but luckily we survived the typhoon, and we are ready to keep talking about Bitcoin. And we almost survived September. We see that we are almost finishing September, and Bitcoin is around 5% up, what shows an amazing Q4 coming for Bitcoin and crypto. But let's talk about something that I read. There is a huge probability that U.S. government enters in a shutdown. What is this, and what implications can bring to Bitcoin and the rest of the markets?
Yeah, because like, not gonna lie, the first time when I saw the news shutdown, I was a little bit confused. Like, what do you mean shutdown? Does it mean the U.S. government is going on default because they borrow so much money? So there's no way that the U.S. government managed to repay its debt. So that's kind of, I thought that's what I meant for a shutdown, but actually a government shutdown, think of it this way. It's like the government, more like, okay, think of it, a company runs out of money to pay staff and expenses, and it has to temporarily stop the office until there's new funding arrives. So this is the same case for the US government. And this is only exclusive to the US. Like any part of the world, there's no such thing as a government shutdown. So it doesn't sound as bad as it probably thought, like probably you expected. It just means like some part of like non-essential services get shut down, get stopped. We are saying like maybe national parks or museums or like visa or passport processing get stopped, but essential stuff when it comes to military, it never stops. So there's a like it's not the first time that we're going through a shutdown. Probably we're gonna have a shutdown tomorrow because it's gonna be on 1st of October. But yeah, it's more like I would say a tactic for Donald Trump to bargain whatever deals that he wants to put on the table. So yeah, mostly just fun, I would say.
Yes, I think because I saw on X many accounts that, oh, shutdown is coming and shutdown is coming. But as Jamie says, it's more like a fad than something that the real risk. What happened is that every year in this time of the year, the president of the United States sends to the Congress the expenses for next year, how it's going to be, I don't know how to say, the budget for next year, how going to be the expenses, how it's going to be covered. And this budget needs to be voted by the Congress. And sometimes Congress are not, do not agree, and they don't approve this law. So the government don't know how to spend. So if the government is not allowed to spend, it has to shut down some parts of the administration. On the other side, what I was saying, it was funny when I was reading that, because first of all, it happened around 20 years, 20 times since we left the US, left the gold standard. So let's say if left the gold standard, half of the years, United States entered in a shutdown. The funny thing is, on the other side, you said that it only happens in United States, because in Argentina, for example, we are no, we don't have a budget since 2023. The president sends the budget to the Congress, and the Congress don't approve it, because now in Argentina we have a president that doesn't want to spend more than the money that the government collect. So the Congress don't approve, they are in a fight, and the year starts without a budget. So this only happens in the United States. What I read over there is that maybe this week, if United States enters in a shutdown, as Gemmy said, it's gonna be the national park, museum, some areas. It's not that the police is not gonna work, or the hospitals are not gonna work, or whatever, or the military. No, probably we can see a small volatility in the markets. It's more like noise instead of real things. But I don't think that it's going to be something hard like other people's points on X.
Yeah, exactly. Like I would say the people who got hit by this is maybe the contractor, or like some of the workers or small businesses that actually near the government hubs, then will take the hit. But most of us, like most of the American citizens, should like maybe barely notice that. Okay, maybe going to the national park, but no one is working there. I don't know, like stuff like that.
Yes, of course. And of course, it's not that I read in some X accounts that they are saying that it's going to like a default, something like that. This is not a default. What is going to happen is probably, as Gemmy said, some contractors of the government, some employees from the governments, they will get a delay in the money they get, in the wages they get. But in 1 week, all of these things are going to be solved. If there is a little bit of noise on the markets, is not because of the shutdown, but I think that this shutdown thing was a clickbaity tactic for some influencers. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned, like the first time when I heard a government shutdown, especially from the US, I thought, oh, is it the debt ceiling or something like that? But those are completely two concepts. Like a debt ceiling is okay, the amount of money that the US government could borrow, but like a shutdown is that okay, we can't agree on the budget. So yeah, I mean, mostly it's just for last time it happened, it was back in 2018. So it was still under Donald Trump's administration. It lasted like a month, a little over a month. It was mostly about the war. So yeah, I mean, I kind of expect that's just how it is gonna play out. It's just the Democrats versus the Republican. But this time it feels like the tension is so much more intense compared to last time because the country is so divided. Again, like there's someone actually got shot, like Charlie Kirk got shot. Like that's why I feel like okay, I'm not American, but I understand American politics. I mean, from news because I'm doing analysis every single day. I'm watching American news, so I feel like America is getting more divided compared to just like a few years ago. But that is just the general sentiment that I'm getting, especially as a foreigner that I'm feeling about America. But I'm not sure about like how you feel about that,
Well,
Fernando.
I think, and I read. The point is that I come from a country. Argentina is a country that is very poly, very political active. The people, for example, here in Hong Kong, nobody speaking about politics on the street. when I living in Thailand, nobody was speaking in the street about politics. In Argentina, you gather with your friends and you talk about politics, and there are uh, a big separation that was worse in the last 20 years: the left and the right, and there is a big fight. So I'm accustomed to that. But what I read that in United States in these last years, this separation, this division become even higher. America, I always admire their politicians because no matter who is in the power, they work all together. The basic things of the country, they were all the same, no matter if they are the Democrats or the Republicans. In Argentina, happens totally the opposite. The guy who is in the government, the opposition in the Congress, they will do whatever it takes to make the guy on the government go down. That's what is happening now in Argentina. In Argentina, we have a president that he's proposing a radical change to take Argentina out of the rubbish bin that we've been in the last 100 years. But as it touches some political interest, they are doing whatever it takes to take him down. So that's complex. In America, I am seeing that this is start to happening. So this is a fight between Democrats and Republicans, and they got even higher. Plus, in America, they love guns. So that's why we see all these crimes that are happening that, by the way, always come from the left to the right. So I don't want to take position, but yeah, I can see this. I can see that American citizenship is divided and is radicalized. So, but I think that this shutdown or this problem with the budget is not going to be out for a long time and is not going to affect the market, especially now in October.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the shutdown news, of course, Donald Trump wasn't so happy about it. And he posted a really funny video, like an AI generated video. And then I'm sure you saw that already. So he posted on Truth Social. He was just like making fun of Democrats. But if you guys haven't watched that video, I think it's worth watching. It's a good laugh for a minute, basically.
Yeah, it's an amazing troll, Donald Trump. He's the same. Our president is the same on X. He posts a lot of things, a lot of Argentinian stuff. He posts like Trump on X, and there is a huge activity on X. And I love. It's a huge troll, Donald Trump. But yes, I think that this is gonna be fixed this time. Also, Trump posted a meme firing Jerome Powell. There is
uh,
something that says you are fired, and it's Jerome Powell walking. I saw that.
but when was that though?
I think that a couple of days ago. Let me
Oh,
check. Let me check on X.
yeah, yeah. Do show me.
Let me check on X if it has the. No, I don't. He didn't. I don't know if he posted or was. Let me check if they say Truth Social. And talking about America, um, I heard that they are gonna raise the debt ceiling. I don't know
I
if you
mean,
heard about that.
I won't be surprised. That's the only option they left, right?
Yes, of course. Of course.
Mm.
They are going to raise the debt ceiling. That what it means is more money printing. They are not going to, they will keep getting into debt and they will going to print more and more money. So let's finish about politics. Let's move to what can happen in the Q4. We are almost to close September. Of course, officially for United States, it's going to be closed tomorrow for us. But we can say that September is going to finish with a nice 5% up for Bitcoin price, something that September usually is a bad month for not only for Bitcoin, for all the markets, because it's the end of summer, the economy start moving again, But this year it becomes 5% positive, and every time it finished positive, October was much, much, much better. What do you think that what can we see in October and probably in the upcoming months, in the end of the year?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's wise to bet against the narrative of October because, like, I'm watching the graphs right now. There are only 2 months out of 12 months that October ends up with a negative number. So, yeah, there are 12 months in a year, and October has always been the best return for Bitcoin's price. So yeah, like even though September we saw a positive return, but I do expect that maybe we are following the pattern of 2024 or even 2023 because like the prior 2 years we have positive September and also positive October and also positive November. So what I'm guessing is that we're going to have a really joyful quarter four. We're going to see new all-time high possibly in October, if not November, because I'm still a believer when it comes to the 4 year cycle. But like when it comes to the 4 year cycle, there are two groups of people. Like the first group is that they think that the cycle top gonna happen on 6th of October. So 6th of October, that means next week. So that's the first group of the 4 year cycle believer. I'm more leaning towards the second group. So I think we're going to see a cycle top, though it's going to be quarter four, so Q4. I don't know is whether going to be October or November. Maybe even we stretch it all the way to December. But my thesis is that looks like the 4 year cycle is still intact. I love to be wrong, and I love to be proven that the 4 year cycle is no longer intact, just so I could enjoy the bull run a little bit longer. But like, I am okay. When I see the rally slowly happens, I do like to take a little bit of profit off the table just to de-risk a little bit, especially when it comes to altcoins. Because like I still have my altcoins all the way from 2021 and it's not a good moment.
I don't want to listen to that. So, but anyway, I think that it's a good way. It's a good time if you are on all coins and on stocks. Probably take some profit, not on Bitcoin. The advice is not never sell your Bitcoin, but if you do also, I will say all coins to respect you, but I like to call the altcoins in another name. But anyway, so I think that again, I think that the 4 year cycle is over. So, and we are not, we don't have to talk about the top of the cycle. I know that we need to invalidate the 4 year cycle that always work, but I think that we are not going to see, I'm sure that we are going to see an all-time high in Q4, probably, let's see, 130, 150, something like that, because there are many indicators that shows that that there is a lot of liquidity coming on Q4. First of all is, of course, at the end of the month, they are going to reduce tax, they are going to cut rates again. I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah, I mean, the market right now, almost 90% of people are predicting a 25 basis point cut. Of course, the FOMC meeting is going to happen the end of October. So yeah, I won't be surprised to see a 0.25, but I'll be surprised if we see a 0.5% cut.
Yes, I think that they're going to cut point 25, because as we saw the inflation, they removed the inflation target. They are not going to do like 2% target, and the job report are not showing good. That, by the way, this week they are going to release some job reports. I think tomorrow and Friday they are going to release some job reports, and they are not looking good. So Fed is going to push in order to avoid a recession. I don't think that the recession is coming, but let me show you two things that are interesting, a couple of things that are interesting to analyze about Bitcoin. The first of all is this graphic that is the M2. This is the all the money, the liquid money that the economy of the United States has. So as we can see here during COVID, when vertical, then keep rising. Then Biden increased the rates, reduced the money, and now the M2 is going up again. M2 is usually it's on all-time highs, and usually Bitcoin follows the M2 with a delay from 2 to 4 months. So if these indicators are not are correct, we will see Bitcoin going higher and higher. And a couple of things that now are let me stop the screen. And a couple of things that now are like kinda stopping or reducing the liquidity of the money on the markets is that United States is accumulating money in the TGA. This is the Treasury General Account. It's like the bank account of the government. The government, I think in May, the Treasury put 850 billion US dollars as a target for this account. So we are accumulating money on this that is going to be released to spend in the last 3 months of the year. Now, this amount is around 820. So we are near close to complete this money accumulation from the Treasury. And of course, they are going to start expending this money in the upcoming bonds, what it means more money on circulation. The second is that United States start doing the QE, quantitative easing, contrary what they were doing in the last month, that was quantitative tightening. So when quantitative easing is on, more money, markets go up, Bitcoin goes up. The third indicator is the U.S. DXY index that measures the strength of the US dollar, that is below 100. So the dollar is not strong compared with the 6 main global currencies. And when this happens, this index is negative correlated to the price of Bitcoin. If this index is not doing good, Bitcoin is going up and vice versa. And the last index that I wanted to show is this, that I found the other day. That is the velocity of M2. This is the velocity, the speed that the money is spent on the economy. What I discovered is that you see that there are some periods where it's going up. It means that people spend money faster. There are periods when it's going down. That it means that people don't spend the money faster. And there are periods where are like flat, like the period that we are living now. Like now, the speed of the money circulation is becoming constant. If when this happens and M2 increases, this is a good signal again for Bitcoin and financial markets. So now the speed of the money is flat, the speed of money spent is flat, and M2 is going up. So what it means, that is showing that is a good indicator for Bitcoin price. So I think that we have a lot of macro indicators that show us that the price of Bitcoin should go up in the upcoming months. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you just said. And because the US is technically still in a high rate environment, I'm sure everyone would agree that there's only room to cut rates for the Fed right now. But since the US is the most powerful country in the whole world, if they cut rate, many countries just like being forced to follow. So global liquidity is unlocking. Like the first country that being forced to follow is of course Canada. That's why Donald Trump is keep like making joke about Canada being the 51st state of the United States. So, I mean, to that, I really, I wouldn't say agree because it's very offensive, but like, it's like, I see his perspective, where he's coming from. I just put it that way. So, yeah, like a lot of the exports for Canadian government actually go to the US. So if the US is cutting rate, that means the US dollar is losing strength. So the Canadian dollar in ratio is getting stronger. That's not what they want if they are exporting to the US, because if Canadian goods get more expensive, then why the hell they will like American people will still buy Canadian goods. So Canada is in basically being forced to cut rate. So when they cut rate, that means like borrowing becomes cheaper. So indirectly, there is like a slower, like a M2 supply rising, taking up, but of course at a slow pace. So that's for Canada. Of course, UK, some part of Europe is doing the same. Like basically, when US starts cutting rate, the rest of the world has to do it. And maybe
Yes.
some parts of the world they have done so because China has been cutting rates. I think they're still at negative rate. I can't remember, but like for sure they are experiencing a deflation right now. Basically, China has deviated from the rest of the world. Like UK inflation is taking up, like so as okay, US that maybe a CPI take up a little bit, though it looks like gonna come down. But China is actually experiencing deflation. So like China is in a is in a position that they have to print even more money. I'll just put it that way.
Yes. No, I think that yeah, when United States cut rates, all the world follows, and again, it's more money. The global M2 going up, and it means Bitcoin going up. But let's see what happens in the upcoming months. I'm super bullish, and let's see what happens. Let's see if we reach the top and we come back to a crypto winter, or if, as I say, we are gonna be in a bull market with some corrections. Let's see what happens, Jimmy.
Let's see what happens. I hope you're right, by the way, because I would for sure enjoy a longer rally, a longer bull run. I wouldn't mind
Yes,
that.
I think that all of us are waiting, but again, we need to think that the 4 year cycle is on because it was never invalidated. All the things show that this is gonna be invalidated now, but let's wait, and let's see what happens. In the meantime, keep stacking, keep studying, and have faith in Bitcoin that is gonna be the global reserve asset sooner or later. So, Jemmy, anything else to discuss?
I think we've covered pretty much everything.
Yes, we covered everything. It's becoming boring, Bitcoin, in the last weeks, but let's see. Let's see what we have to discuss next week. Jemmy, thank you very much for being here. Your social media for our followers so they follow you.
Yes, so my Twitter handle is gemgemcrypto_IO. My Instagram and YouTube is just gemgemcrypto. So yeah, do give me a
Excellent.
follow because I do a lot of updates on those platforms.
For sure. Follow Jemmy. And tomorrow is holiday here in Hong Kong because we celebrate.
It's my daughter.
I thought,
Sorry.
how was the name of your dog? Multiple?
Milky.
Milky.
Yes.
And the dog also has an Instagram.
Yes. Yes. Yes, I created an Instagram for my dog.
Excellent. So tomorrow is holiday, and next week is Mid Autumn Festival. I don't know if there is a, you need to play with the lanterns or eat mooncake. I don't remember. I don't know what to do, but again, it's holiday. So let's see what happens. Gemmy, thank you very much for being with us, and see you next week.
See you next week.
And thank you to everyone who is on the other side. If you like the episode, please give a thumbs up, share, and subscribe to our social media. And also comment below what do you want us to discuss next week. Share this episode with the people you love. Share this episode with the people you hate, because we must reach 8 billion people and onboard them on Bitcoin. Stay humble, stack sats, and remember, we are all Satoshi. And that's all for today. If you like the episode, please give us a like, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media. Our X account is the Bitcoin _. Our YouTube channel is the Libertarian BTC. Our YouTube channel in Spanish is Libertarian BTC ESP. Our Patreon, the Bitcoin Libertarian. Our Instagram, the Bitcoin Libertarian. That's all. You can go there and follow us in all our social media.